I struggled to do a video to try and find a bit of time to myself. So I'm going to do it this morning when I tried to do one yesterday, but someone was coming in to collect a number for the for Truncheon Breeze. Collect my number so they can contact me about the Truncheon Breeze stuff. So I didn't quite manage to do a video because I was a bit like thinking they were arriving. But this morning my partner's not coming in, so he won't be here because sometimes he comes in at about 10 past. But today he's not coming in the morning, so I've basically got until I open the shop, which could open the shop in about 15 minutes. So I thought to give me a quick chance just to do a quick chat. So I've had some coffee this morning, and I've had in that I've had some soy milk. I haven't had the full amount because obviously I didn't quite have enough time to finish it all, but I've had that. I've had a quick sip of squash. I made some squash up and I've had a quick sip of that. I've now just made myself a coffee with this light Coffee Mate. It's the reason why this is here is because it's a dried milk, which means that it doesn't go mouldy, because at the shop we're not getting fresh milk in every day is not a very high priority. So I thought having this Coffee Mate is quite useful. We did have this stuff here, which is the skimmed dried milk, but it doesn't really stir in very well into teas and coffees, so it's a little bit, that doesn't really stir in very well. You've got bits floating on, but this stirs in really, really well. So I've been using a teaspoon of it. It's just kind of like a dip in and a little shake off of the excess and put that in there. It doesn't make it ever so milky, so it's quite it's quite dark still, so but it's enough for me for that. So as far as I've figured out, 2 teaspoonfuls of this Coffee Mate is 1.5 sins of Coffee Mate Light. So I only use 1 heaped teaspoonful each time. So I sort of figure that, no, I think it's it says 2 level teaspoons of it. Is it 2 heaped teaspoons? I can't remember. But it's very complicated to find out how much exactly it was. I think it was 2 level teaspoons. So because I use one kind of heaps, and it's not hugely heaped, most of it's come off, I'm kind of counting 1.5 sins each time for it. It feels a bit unnecessary to have that much sins all in one go with it, but on the other hand, I can't really keep. I suppose I could keep soy milk here, so they do last quite a long time. But the trouble is you end up forgetting to bring it. So, because you have it here, and then it's run out. You forget to. It's just having that ability to have something this is going to last maybe, should we say, like 2 months or something, and then at least you've got it here, and we only ever use a little bit of it. So I think one of them ways of just making your life slightly easier. And maybe you would have 1 or 2 coffees, so I sort of think, well, that's maybe 3 sins to have on coffees. So, and I tend to, so it's sort of, I think it's worth it in the meantime. Ideally, I find a whitener that's a lot less sins, and I did see my partner's mum had some Sainsbury's own brand coffee whitener, but I can't find it at all on the Sainsbury's website, and I haven't found it in the shop, so I don't know where she's got it from. She must have got it and maybe discontinued it already or something like that, because they do tend to go through stuff quite quickly, don't they? So I thought about, I haven't actually looked in Lidl's actually. I must look in Lidl's to see if I can find a whitener, because this Coffee Mate Light has got sugar in it to kind of balance out the fats that have come out. It's got sugar in there. I don't really need sugar in it, but I was trying to find a substitute for that. That's just kind of, basically I want this, but in a kind of more soluble form. this milk powder, this Semi Skin milk powder. So yeah, I just got some space over there. Yeah. I'm gonna go and sit down. So is it wet? No, it's just some bits falling off the bottom. I've done I've been re-engaging with Slimming World quite successfully. I put on £1.5 last week, and that's because Friday I struggled with pancakes. Saturday we had a night out and drunk some vodka and like fake Red Bull, it was fake diet Red Bull, and we had some chips at the seaside, and we had some we cycled out to the seaside and had some chips, and then we got back and I also had some pop chips, and although it was relatively planned, it was obviously a bit more than intended. And on Sunday I did quite well all day on Sunday in the summer fair, but I went over sins, well I wouldn't say went over sins, but had I don't know how many sins I had at my partner's mum's house, and it was all very tiring, and August got a little bit much, and I can't remember if I had anything to eat. I think I had some cereals or something when I got back. So I was a bit sad on Monday because I knew I was going to put on weight, and I was sad because I'd been having a loss of half a pound the previous weeks, which meant that I thought, oh well, I'm doing pretty well, so I just kind of put that all back on again plus half a pound. So I was kind of annoyed with myself, but I stayed to group because I'm at the moment I'm really going through a phase of making sure I believe in what I'm doing because of the habit thing. Just really have a really, just put myself in there. Don't doubt it. Just go with it. And a very nice lady said to me that, because I was sort of looking for somewhere to sit, and she said, don't sit on your own, come sit with us. And that's the first time anyone's ever said that to me. It was a really, really, really nice thing to do, to recognise that I was about to sit by myself, because I don't have anyone to sit with there. It's not really, I mean, I obviously say hello to people and such, but there's no sort of, I don't sit with anybody or kind of have that kind of relationship or friendship with anybody there. And I've been going for 2 years, so, admittedly the last few months or so I haven't been going to group, so it's kind of understandable in a way, but it was really pleasant of her to do that. So I did. I took advantage of that and I sat with her. And she had a couple of other people she was sitting with, so, they were all very pleasant to me. That was nice and kind. And there was another lady who was struggling with the fact that her husband didn't really like the food that she was cooking. And I know that my partner struggled when I first went on Slimming World, that we weren't going to have any more crisps and chocolates in the house, and the food was going to change slightly, and he was a bit unhappy to start. But as soon as he saw that I was losing the weight, he became very interested because he wanted to lose the weight, and he lost a stone kind of eating what I was eating, and that really spurred him on and was really happy about it. And now he weighs himself every day, and he's got his little Samsung Health thing he does, and he measures his weight gain and weight losses and that sort of thing. So it's quite a good positive thing. And I explained that to the lady just so that she knew that sometimes people do take a little bit of coming round, but once they see you change, they can really make a big impact. So I felt like this time round, the effort I put into group kind of rewarded me with joy of feeling that I could help somebody who was struggling along the way. So that was a really pleasant thing to be able to achieve. Yeah. So I am. I think I've got about 10 minutes. Just check the time. Yeah, about 10 minutes before I need to open the shop. My alarm will go off basically when I need to open the shop, and that will pause the video. So let's do all this quickly before the alarm goes off. Okay, so what was there anything else particularly I wanted to say about Lots of people have said to me that it's a good idea if I go down to 1 healthy extra B and 1 healthy extra A. Now, I'd been following the green plan all the way through my weight loss, so which meant that I had 2 healthy extra Bs and 2 healthy extra As, because that was the old plan, and I was very reluctant to give up my healthy extra B and healthy extra A, my second one, because I felt that I didn't need to, because I've lost all the weight through being green, and it's all come off, and though it's taken a little while, it's been okay. I've sort of taken time, but I realised that I'm a bit scared to do it, just in case, I don't know, the world explodes if I drop my second healthy extra A and healthy extra B, because I feel like maybe I will miss out. Maybe it won't work. Maybe it'll all get broken and I won't be able to do it anymore. But part of the process of having faith in the plan, because it's important to have faith if you're going to change your habits. If you're going to make long-term habit change, you need to have faith in the fact that it will work, and the faith that to kind of give yourself over to it, rather than sort of nitpicking it and worrying about it. And just it works, obviously, because I've lost all the weight, so and I haven't I've been doing the plan, yes, on and off here and there, and but realistically, just stick to plan, that'll work fine. I can always balance health and such within it, but just stick to plan and it's fine. So I feel like going to a healthy extra B, one of them, and 1 healthy extra A will be a way of showing my faith to the plan, because extra easy is 1A and 1B, no matter whether you're a vegetarian or not. So I've done that yesterday, and it wasn't too bad. I probably could have done with my extra healthy extra B, because I feel like I used 2 hi-fi bars for my healthy extra B yesterday, 1 in the morning and 1 on the way home, basically as I was prepping the kids to come home away from the field. So I feel a bit like I should have really used that on nuts or bread or something, really, rather than just 2 hi-fi bars. But in reality, it worked, and it's not a problem. I did it, and my milk, I had soy milk yesterday for my healthy extra A. So it's not going to necessarily happen every day. I'll still use my hi-fi bars, but on the other hand, if I do, then I need to right now. I need to have faith in the fact that I just stick to plan, and if I'm sticking to plan, then the weight will come off. Right now, if I don't help myself make it as ludicrously easy as possible and take away my guesswork and take away my doubts, then I'm going to carry on putting weight on, and I do not want to hit the 11 stone mark. That's not where I want to go. I want to really be 10 stone. That's where I really, really, really like to be. And if I can make that happen by sticking to plan every single day, no matter what it takes, no matter how many shortcuts I take, how easy I make it on myself, I feel like that's going to benefit my health more than worrying about whether I've used the right amount of healthy extra Bs for my fats and such right now. I mean, obviously I don't really want to live the rest of my life just on hi-fi bars and yogurts and kind of low sin crisps and sort of things I'm not really keen on. I feel a bit weird eating mug shots, and but in reality it does the job, and it feeds me, and it makes it easier for myself. So I feel like just right now, where I am right now, I just need to get that weight back off, because it's making me unhappy if I put the weight back on. So I'm going to get myself back into Target, and I'm going to put myself back out the other side to get myself to 10 stone, and when I've hit 10 stone, then I will take stock and have a think about whether I want to eat in a different way again. But right now, just need to get the weight off. Right, that's some rambling done. It's now, I've got 4 minutes before I need to open the shop, so I'm going to stop here and I shall start the process of uploading. Lots of love to everybody, and thank you so much for all your support. It's really, really, really kind of you. And this is a long journey of maintaining the weight loss, having got the weight off and keeping it off, and there will be processes along the way which will test us, and we need to keep the faith and keep trusting in the plan, so that it carries us to our weight loss maintenance, because it's really important that the weight we've lost stays off. Okay then, see you later, bye.